Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I was hoping it'd be nice, light enough out to do it from outside tonight, but we're not quite that far along in summer. But I was enjoying sitting on the porch here for the last half an hour after getting the work done. So I apologize for the way the eyes look. I'm trying to keep them open. Whoops, and I forgot the mute. Here we go. All right. So you guys can hear me now. We'll see if we get the 5x5. No, Jacob's already got the 5x5. Okay, good deal. All right. So happy to see everybody tonight. Thought I'd do this from outside if I had a chance, but it's not going to be light enough at all. So I figure I got a couple more weeks till I can sit on the porch and do this. I don't know if you caught that all, but we'll go from there. So I wanted to start tonight. I wanted to read you an email I got. And for all of those that watched my video this morning, okay, talking about not only the Derek Chauvin case, but about what's going on with the January 6th guys in DC. Okay. I got a video, or I got an email this afternoon. And I don't know how she found my video, but she did. Okay, because she's not a subscriber or anything like that. But I want to read this to you. It says, Pinball, I am the aunt of Ronald Sandlin. Just wanted you to know that every word you spoke in your video is true. Ronnie was denied bail today, citing he is a flight risk and violent. He's never been violent a day in his life. He truly believed by going to D.C. he could make a difference. He spoke out to try and help others from being abused. I believe the physical abuse has been curbed some. Sadly, the mental abuse still continues. Thank you for bringing attention to the truth. Now, I read that to you because I think it's important that the real news gets out there. And I know this is a prepping channel and you guys, we talk about prepping and everything like that. But, it could be gardening, it could be beans and rice, it could be God knows what, whatever. But a lot of what's going on in the world directly affects how we do our prepping. And that's kind of why I bring some of this stuff out to you, because there's a complete different way to prep if we're prepping for an economic collapse, a war, a zombie apocalypse, a Martian invasion. Pick one, okay? You've got different things that you need to take care of. So, I know some of you all would rather see the gardening videos, and I know some of you all rather see the news stuff. I try to bring it all to you to make you more rounded in your preparations, because as my screen in the live stream says, everything prepared for anything, okay? And that's what you need to be. It wherever we go, okay, if it's, like I said, economic, if it's war, if it's balkanization, whatever, you need to be prepared for it somehow. Oh, Keith, okay. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, you want to see the shirt, huh? There you go. How's that, guys? Does that work? Let's see if I can see it on the screen. I'm going to wait for the screen to catch up. Okay, there you go. Apparently my screen is behind you guys because that was it. But yes, there's my shirt. Thank you for the super chat, Keith. That was funny. There you go. All right. But that's what I wanted to say. And that's the reason why, if everybody says, why is, I'm not coming here for news. Some people are, okay, and I can see it, but I want everybody to be well-rounded and prepared for everything. The knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more prepared you can be. And it does me well because it allows me to process this even better than finding the intel. Then I've got to be able to analyze it so I can present it to you guys. So it's a benefit to me as well. So I wanted to tell you that. Okay. So that's that part. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for what you allow me to do. I have a lot of fun doing this. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy reading everything that you say. The shitty ones, they get a smarmy answer from me and they get kissed goodbye. But there's a couple of those a day, and we just clean house and keep the riffraff out of the house. So, and speaking of keeping the riffraff out of the house, I see Jacob is here always, and if I'm not mistaken, I saw North Shore, and I also saw uh, Patriot Sandwich Maker in here as well. So, yep, there we go. So, greetings to all my moderators. Fist to death. Keep it clean, keep them out. PG-13 type stuff. I don't have to go through that. You guys know how it's going. But I kind of wanted to touch base on some of the comments here. And Rick Tech was the very first person in here. And Rick, I got to give you credit. Finding that can of dehydrated water, you are the prepper of preppers. Okay, that is it. You have found the ultimate prep. Dehydrated water, when you got that, you're done. You're good. So nice job. He sent me an email earlier, found a can of dehydrated water. So it was kind of nice. All right, so Mary Rogers here, Tara Natula. I saw you had a comment I wanted to touch on. Chief Jim, Audrey Huffman's here. Scarlet Brimstone, of course. I'm trying to find this comment. Setter, you make a real good comment. We damn sure better watch what the other hand is doing. And we're going to get into that some tonight, I get the feeling. Mammy KB, Colleen Rich Pickett. I'm still trying to find this. TJ Squatchy in here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. I'm going to try. Lakem Thigaroo, Rockford, Illinois. Okay, you're out in the Quad Cities area, so I know that. I lived in Sterling for when I was tiny. I think I was probably about 18 months old. I lived there. We're represented from Mexico tonight. David Williams is in here. Thomas Hester from Wyoming. Okay, a few of you guys saw the video I got just before we started all this from Barbados and the volcanoes going off in St. Vincent. But real good point to that video that I linked in real quick is, and I'm going to kind of talk about this in tomorrow morning's video. I've already recorded it. A nuclear winter. And if y'all don't know what a nuclear winter is, most of you probably do. That's literally when the sun gets blocked out from the ash and everything that gets thrown up in the sky, which means you have no sunlight, which means good luck growing anything, which, of course, is why you have to have your pantry full. Because if you can't replenish that food for the better part of a year, because you're going to lose an entire summer, we all know the story of the year without a summer. That's why we prep. Now imagine all these people, if there's no store, we go through a nuclear winter, okay? There's no store and they've got nothing put back, and what the hell are they going to eat? You got food, okay? So this is what I was saying at the top, is you look at prepping and preparing for anything. That's something that you don't really think about, a nuclear winter, but that's a very realistic possibility. And like I said, I'm going to go into that in the morning video a little bit with what's going on with Russia here. Dove Jacobs, out of the garden in time. Okay. You actually made it tonight. Welcome. Oddball. Okay. Imagine a nuclear war winter and all that ash is radioactive. Now you're definitely into what I'm talking about in the morning. And if you live on the East Coast anywhere, you certainly want to watch the video in the morning, because I'm talking about a nuclear torpedo as part of it. There's 3 things I'm talking about tomorrow, but that's one of them. Gina M, hope everyone's ready for Riot season. Okay, I'm taking a guess you watched Jason's stuff today. Yeah, it's pretty much Riot season here. I'm feeling okay, Jacob. You can kind of see this eye is still a little goofy, but I'm hanging in there. And you guys all like my shirt. Okay, like I said, as per normal, I'm trying to get caught up here. So, okay, and that's 9 minutes in. There's my soliloquy for tonight. So, same old, guys. Keep it clean. Nothing's off limits as long as it's PG-13 or better. And please put the questions in all caps. I'll get to them as fast as I can. If for some reason I say something and YouTube decides to shut me down, okay, which has happened before, I will be right back. So just be patient and I will be back. So, questions in all caps. Be nice to the moderators. They will bite your hand. And so let's kind of get into questions. So I'll see what we got. So Jamie R, I've been tilling for 2 days, blisters in the palm of my hands. This is the time a husband would come in handy. Single life sucks at times. Yeah, well, my blisters are healing a little bit, and husbands get blisters too, because we got more trees put in, so we are now up to 50 that we have in, and we've still got more to go. And that's where I got the poison ivy from. So apparently the roots were still there, and I've got it. So hence the deal. Let's see where we go here. Slick Baby, what's on my shirt? I think I already showed you guys, so you saw it. Yeah. North Shore, thank you. Please supporting channel by hitting the thumbs up. I do appreciate that, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not here for recognition. God knows, you want to do it, great. It helps the algorithms, I guess. So everybody else tells me, but y'all show up. That's all that's important. Okay, let's see. South Colorado Center, please stand up for a second. I'm assuming that you already got that view that you wanted. Molly D, hello. Hi, everyone. I'm a new subscriber. Hello, Molly D. Welcome to the family. You'll find we have a little bit of fun in here, and things get silly sometimes, but I stick to my guns. What you hear out of me is straight what comes out of the squirrel cage, and I'm not changing for anybody. So, like I'll tell everybody else, disagree with me, that's fine. If you want to be nasty about it, you won't last long. If you've got a legitimate, respectful argument, I'll talk to you all day long about it. If you get shitty, you're gone. So, my house, my rules. How about that for an answer? You don't have to agree with me, but you got to be polite. Let's see. Prepper G Mid Atlantic, love the shirt. It's my favorite shirt. Can't wear it to work, but that wouldn't go over well. But pretty much, if you didn't know that about me, you know it now. Okay, I pretty much wear my heart on my chest. So, all right, let's see. I'm still looking for it. CKOC, everyone should really watch Mary Greeley's new video on Yellowstone. We're really in trouble. I'm taking a guess you are talking about Yellowstone could popping off. And if that happens, that's not going to be fun. Let's see. Matthew Trucking. That's right. Get ready for war. If you're new to prepping, you're running late in the game. Okay, so pick one here, guys. Do we want Russia, Ukraine? Do we want China, Taiwan? Do we want China, Philippines? Do we want Iran, Israel? Do we maybe want North Korea, South Korea, or North Korea, Japan? There's a lot of tension that's going on between countries in the world right now. And I will say this without any doubt in my mind that if 45 was still in office, none of this shit would be going on. Okay? Because at least, not that I personally cared for him personally, but the man had balls and knew how to get shit done. I mean, I'm telling you, Biden probably found out about Russia, Ukraine yesterday. Okay? Because somebody had to come in and say, Joe, wake up. We might have an issue here. Huh? What's going on? Did the dog bite somebody again? I mean, that it makes no sense to me. Okay. Jen Boyles, I do enjoy your well-roundedness. Okay, it's certainly not my political opinion, but it's probably in the where we go with the channel here. Okay. Oh, North Shore. Thank you for the super chat there. Appreciate that. Buy one of those shirts for Mrs. Pinball too. There you go. And we shot to the top. So at least this time I know exactly where I am. I can look for an orange block and I'm good. Though I do appreciate the super chat greatly. South Colorado Stetter news is beneficial. I hope so because I kind of found it funny that there were a couple of people that said today that for the first time they had heard anything about Russia, Ukraine, watching the local news or whatever. And I'm like, damn, the Prepper channel's been talking about it for a week or two. We all know what's going on. The mainstream media, I get a kick out of some of the comments. It's like people will say to me every once in a while, Tucker Carlson talked about what I talked about. And I swear to God, Tucker must be watching my show because the night that he does a video was the morning that I did a video on the same topic. And so if he's watching, I don't know, was he getting his information from me? I mean, I'm hoping not. Hell, he's getting paid billions of dollars or whatever the hell it is. I'm sure as hell not. But it's kind of interesting that the mainstream media is getting their news from us. If you really think about it, journalism. We've all seen it. Remember the Superman movies and Lois Lane? Got to get the scoop and everything like this. Hell, we're scooping the mainstream media by days. So who knows? But anybody see this article today? It was on Zero Hedge. It was kind of interesting. Oh God, what's the name of the investigative place? I can't think of it. Crap, they go in and they bust people. I can't think of the name of them off the top of my head. But they got a producer or a director or something like that from CNN literally saying that their propaganda kept 45 from winning the election. They've been pushing the whole CV thing for so long. And now that the CV thing is dying out, that CNN has got a plan already. Jeff Zucker is going to run this one through, that it's going to be nonstop 24/7 talking about climate change all summer. Okay. So you heard it here, and that, go check it out on Zero Hedge. But, this is it. So when it's, climate change being stuffed down your throat all summer, this is a plan. They don't want to tell you the news. It's a propaganda machine. Let's see. Cheryl Seaman, love the info and need the news, but can't be with you tonight. Okay, well, if you got more important things to do, which would be walking the dog, please, Cheryl, that's what replays are for, okay? I'm about the lowest priority in anybody's life. So, David Schiaffo, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Montana Grizz fan, it's snowy and cold in Montana. Man, I'm glad I didn't move there. We thought about it. I'm glad we didn't. It's April. I don't want snow. Sunflower Prepper, your live stream's great. It's the idea, Sunflower, is to have fun and to get out information and to talk about what you guys want to talk about. Okay. That's, for 7 days a week, you get to hear what's going on in this head. Tuesdays and Saturdays, I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. And, granted, I have the platform and I'm the one running my mouth here. But, y'all have questions, and God knows I get them in email and I try to answer them in email and everything like that. I answer all the emails. I mean, if it's a video, I watch the video or something like that. If it's a question, I'll answer all the questions. But, if you want to have that conversation, this is the opportunity for at least my opinion on something. And God knows my opinion's not always going to be right. Hell, I was talking about poison ivy and everybody was telling me, try this, try this, try this. A lot of things I have, some of them I've never heard of. The peeing on myself and letting it dry, that one, not going to happen. But, okay. Matthew Trucking, get your supplies now this week before SHTF happens. Load up, fill the gaps. Good point. And in case you guys don't know, Putin is going to be addressing Parliament on the 21st. There is an emergency meeting immediately after that address when he addresses the country. And speculation from everywhere is that's when the shit's going to start happening in Ukraine. So, you got 8 days. Okay, just in case, because who knows where it goes to. Like I mentioned, everything else, it's going to start this big. Think of World War One. Think of World War Two. It started here. It went here. It went here. It went here. And the next thing you know, it's here. Okay. So don't know. I mean, everybody's speculating what could happen. It could be a whole bunch of bluster. We'll see. But better safe than sorry. I'd always rather be prepared and not need it than not prepared and need it. Roots, Rocks, and Feathers. Find myself sharing a lot of your videos. Well, if you think they're good, I appreciate that. If they're shit, shut them off. But obviously, I appreciate if you're sharing them. Like the fact, the more people we bring into the fold, not politically or anything, as preppers, the better we are as humans. Okay, and I'm not going to say Americans or Canadians or Australians or Germans or Swedes or wherever anybody's from. Okay, if you're prepared, you are doing what is right for yourself, your family, your friends, your neighbors, whatever, to the extent that you can take it. And that's just being a good human being is preparing for something. Jamie R, I'm done warning people about what could happen. I feel like the little red hen, done with people looking at me like I'm nuts, which is the exact opposite of what I just said right there too. The more we can help. Yeah, they're gonna look at you like you're nuts. But the one thing, and just like I said to Roots, Rocks, and Feathers, okay, the one thing, there is going to come a day where somebody's going to go, knock, knock, knock. Jamie, you were right this whole time. Can you help me? And that's when you're just going to have a little smile on your face and go, told you. Okay. Here's a couple of tomatoes and a can of soup. Okay. And if you need some more, I got work that needs to be done tomorrow. You can come over and start working for your food. Okay. So, again, I've said in many videos that, we get to a point where everybody else is buying the new car, the big screen TV, going on vacation, doing whatever, and you are going, okay, I'm foregoing the car, the vacation, the big screen TV, and I'm putting food away. Dave Ramsey, live like nobody else today so you can live like nobody else tomorrow. And I mean, I will have that engraved on my tombstone because that's probably the most profound words outside of the Bible I've ever heard in my life. Cha-cha. So my Okie father who lived through the Dust Bowl area laughed at me when I've told him I've been prepping. Seriously? He's been through an SHTF situation and thinks you're silly. Okay. Somebody like that going back to my previous comment here, that's like, Dad, you really want me to give you a can of soup? Really? All those years you laughed at me? Because it's gonna happen, okay? And it could happen in a week or two, with everything that's going on in the world. Oh my God. XOXO BBS for Ava. Okay. You're doing your best, and that's all you can do, and that's more than most. I try. Okay. That's all I can do, guys. I try to get the word out, and, if people care to listen, great. If people don't, that's their problem. Okay. I've got 3 responsibilities: Mrs. P and 2 dogs. My daughter is 300 miles away or whatever it is. She knows the whole deal. If she wants to come, then I got 4, but that's it. But that's my responsibility, the 4 of us. And anything else I can do is great, but my responsibility is 2 people and 2 dogs. Sharon Moore, dumb question, because I'm fairly new. What does 5x5 mean? It means you guys can see me clearly and hear me clearly. That's all. It's just a communications check to make sure my internet's working okay. Chief Jim, hi, been well, looking better. Not really. Okay. You don't see my legs, you don't see my wrists, and this eye still looks like crap. But it's not worse. That's all I'm happy about. Uh, Dawn Marie, I'm trying to figure out where my gaps are. Okay. Easiest way to figure out where your gaps are, go to the fuse box and shut the power off. No water, no electricity, no nothing. And do that for an entire weekend. Okay? And figure out how to go through it. Do you have the power to keep your refrigerator running, to keep your freezer running? Do you have the fuel to do it? Do you have the candles? Do you have the light? Go through an entire weekend with no power. Okay, and if you're on city water or whatever it is, you're going to have to, uh, little discipline, go, okay, I'm not going to turn on the power or turn on the water. But that's how you figure out where your gaps are. Shut it all off when you know in an emergency you can turn it back on. Because if it does all go off and you can't turn it on, that's not the time to be practicing. Okay. Do you have what you need? Can you wash your dishes, throw out your dishes? Can you figure out, do you have the water to flush a toilet, to bathe yourself, to brush your teeth, to do whatever? Try that for, shut the power off on Friday night. No clock, no nothing. Okay. And get up Monday morning for work with no clock, no nothing, and then turn on the power. And then, do you have a wind up alarm clock? No cell phone, no TV, no internet, no nothing. Try living like that. It's not as easy as you think. And I'm talking about doing it for 2 days. Now, again, I've talked about the book 1 Second After for countless times. Try doing that for 2, 3, 4 seasons and see how you can get through. Now it's not that bad of a time to do. It's not that cold out unless you're a Montana Grizz fan and it's snowing. Linda Kruger, thank you for the super chat. I see that popping over on the screen. So you don't have to worry about heat, and it's not 100 degrees out, so you don't have to worry about air conditioning. But shut off the power for a couple of days for a long weekend and see how you survive. That'll tell you where your shortcomings are real fast. Cooking, light, whatever would be. You'll figure out what you need. Okay. Big Bear Preps, hello to you. Squirrely Radio, plan for the worst, hope for the best. Ain't that the truth? Okay. That's the game plan for everything. That whatever could plan for whatever could go wrong, every single possible thing. And if it doesn't, what are you out? Nothing. Okay. If it, again, it comes back to, I'd rather be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and need it. Oh man, I'm behind, aren't I? Deb B, a certain Aussie started his own channel today, promised a green screen tomorrow. No clue who you're talking about. Deborah Haynes, hello back to you from Tennessee. North Shore, volcanic winter too, yes. Sharon Blatter, so now you know what 5x5 means. Just Josh, okay. Hey, I try to get you guys as much information as I can. I mean, obviously, I'm not 24/7 news. I go through, I pay attention to all this, and whatever I find is important toward prepping, I'm going to tell you within the limits that YouTube will allow me to. There's a lot of things that I find out that I can't because YouTube will come and go, you're out of here. So you guys have to find that sort of stuff, when it comes to this thing, like J&J's being completely shut down by the feds today, and you can go find those reasons, but, I can't talk about that because they will shut the channel down. East Tennessee Preparedness, good evening. Stuck at work, but you can only listen. But hell, if it's better than looking at my ugly mug for an hour. Let's see. Scrolling through. Ben Affleck, Carl Sagan says a nuclear winter for at least 2 years. Yeah, that would be it. John Poole, split lots of wood in case of nuclear winter. It's funny you say that. I was talking to a guy yesterday about ripping out a couple of trees from my yard because we're planting those that hedge. And he's like, "Oh, I can just get rid of the trees." I'm like, "No, I want the trees. I want the firewood out of them. So, just take them down, take the root ball out, leave them there. I'll chop them up." Deanna ordered EMP shields today. Good idea. Hopefully, you got one for the car and one for the house. I know people have said, "Oh, gee, the car stuff is shielded so well, it won't matter." Okay, better safe than sorry. I'd rather have double the protection than doing one of these. David Schiaffo, besides leaving the city and stocking food, water, medical, etc., what would be your best advice for dealing with city life? Things in Philly, like other large cities that are getting crazy with crime. Okay. Uh, I'm not sure about Philly. I mean, again, Pennsylvania, I know you can be armed. I don't know about the cities. Okay, so one of the first things I would do is make sure you have some sort of self-defense. If you can't have, and I've done videos on self-defense, if you can't have a pistol, have a shotgun. If you can't have anything like that because of city laws, I did a video on a pistol crossbow. You need something. A baseball bat is, you do not want to get this far from an intruder. If the intruder's my size, 6'8", 300, you don't want to be, the 5'2" guy going, okay, unless you're, Bruce Lee, you don't want to be getting that close. If you can do something from 5-10 feet away, that's a lot better. Yeah, the best advice I would give is have some sort of personal defense item. The next best thing I would say is, depending on where you live, if you're in row houses or whatever, talk to the people that live on either side of you, and set up some sort of community watch, guard duty for what's going on here. Especially if the riots come to your area in Philly, talk to your neighbors and have something where, hey, you know what? I'll stay up from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll watch to make sure nobody comes here and wake you guys up if need be. If you can take the 3 to 9 shift, somebody can take the 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and do something like that. Have some sort of rotational guard so somebody's always paying attention, because when do these riots go on? Middle of the night. And, somebody, you don't want to be asleep at 10 o'clock when all of a sudden a Molotov cocktail comes through your window, because the gang of hoodlums is walking down the street. So that would be, leaving the city that's my best advice, but I understand some people just can't do it. So at that point, you've got to come up with some sort of security. Security is going to be number one, which means guard duty and a way to defend yourself. John Poole ordered iodine and a book on nuclear survival. Depending on where you live, okay, and again, think about this, and I don't mean to be Debbie Downer here. Depending on how bad it got, if we were in a nuclear situation, do you actually want to survive it? That's kind of one of those things where I go, you know what? Maybe at that point, the hell with it, because the last thing I'd want to do is spend a year in a bunker. Not that I have one, but and come out and go, okay, the world is gone. Do I want to live in a nuclear apocalypse? Not really. So, but yeah, depending on where it happens and how it happens, if it happens, I guess that's a big part of it. Anything that, knowledge is power again. Okay, let's see. Garth Wagner, so you think the tsunami will make it over the Appalachian mountain range? And I'm assuming you're again talking about the nuclear torpedo. No, I don't think it'll get that far, but if you're in Boston, New York, Miami, Washington, D.C., that's done. Okay, if you don't get flooded out, you're going to be irradiated out. But getting as far inland as me, no. The way I'd answer that one, if you're in hurricane area, you're in tsunami area. Okay, if the hurricanes stay away from you, you're probably safe. And again, I'm no geologist, nuclear physicist, or anything like that. That's just kind of my speculation on it. Rebecca Despain, my husband's been a huge help this year. Good. Teamwork in this is an important thing. I feel for all you guys who are the lone prepper in the house and everybody else thinks you're nuts. Okay. Uh, Hopefully they'll eventually come around and go, you know what? That makes sense. Is especially the easiest way I can see is when you show the receipt and go, gee, honey, remember when we bought ground beef for $1.99 and now it's $3.99? Aren't you glad I bought it? You know, that works really well for the guys for some reason when you go, I saved money. Raptor Ranch wine and salmon for dinner. I had pea soup, though it was delicious. Roots, rocks, and feathers. My garden is fully in, plus the new flock I mentioned as well. Already peas and potatoes are up. I just put my potatoes in this week or last weekend, so they're not up yet. My peas are probably, well, you saw them. I checked them today when I was out working in the yard, and some of the plants are probably almost 2 feet high now, so doing well. Matthew Amott, hey Pinball, what was your MOS? 97 Echo, which is now a 35 whiskey. I was a Czech interrogator. And now that the Army's got rid of the language requirement, that's why it's 35 whiskey. You're an old tanker for First Armored Division Mountain Bomb Holder. I was part of 3rd ACR, so 66 MI, 3rd Squadron, 3rd ACR. Let's see. Kimberly Brand, did I catch the 60 Minutes about the COVID microchips for our soldiers and most likely us? No, I don't watch 60 Minutes or any of the mainstream media. CBS, are you kidding me? Though I did see something that was very interesting. The Marine Corps, I guess it is 40% of the Marines are refusing the jab, and the military cannot force them to take it because it is still for emergency use only. So you have about 60% or 40% of the Marine Corps that's not going to take it. So, but yeah, I saw something on the microchips story where, oh, it's just a sensor. Okay, I'm sorry, you aren't microchipping me with anything, all right? Because I'm not a whatever technology whiz or whatever can tell in there. It's like, oh, well, yeah, you know what? It's just going to check for COVID. In 6 months, it'll tell us your location and tell us what you had for dinner, but we're not going to tell you that. No, sorry. Doug N49, I need to reach out to Pinball and Community looking for land in Nebraska, Tennessee, or Northeast Georgia. No, NE. I guess any. Okay, I want to say it's Nebraska. Shoot me an email. Tell me what you're looking for. I'll see if I can help. Sea Star, you'll need an ocean of calamine lotion. Calamine doesn't help me worth the squat, nor does I know as soon as this is a prednisone shot and already a pill of prednisone, and this eye is swollen. This eye's got it. Wrists, legs. You can see it's this whole side of my face here. If you look around there, you can see where I've got all the redness. And that's after the steroid shot. That's how bad I get it, guys. Patriot Ref, where can I get such a wonderful shirt? I don't remember where I got this. It was online. I do remember that. It was Amazon? Mrs. Pieces, I got it on Amazon. Let's see. Lake Ferry, nice shirt, Pinball. Let's see what else we got. South Colorado Stetter. I'm worried about the sun being covered from smoke from fires. Is there anything that can be done? Had a lot of fires last summer here. No, I have no idea how you can clear the smoke from the sky. So that one, no idea. Nothing. I know I can't tell you squat about atmospheric conditions or anything like that. Uh, Charlie Knoll, in my opinion, what comes first, war or economic collapse? Well, if you would have asked me that a month ago, I would have said economic collapse. If you asked me that today, I'd probably say war. Okay, and not, because I would have said economic collapse comes before a civil/revolutionary war. But now, with everything that's going on in Europe and Asia, I think war comes in first. And, I left out the other one when I mentioned the conflicts. You also got India, Pakistan, and that one can turn nuclear too. Uh, so, yeah, if you had to ask me today which one happens, I say war. Okay. I mean, maybe not World War scale. I'm praying to God it ain't World War scale, but you're going to have some conflict and how big it gets. I mean, like I said before, again, think about World War One, World War Two. They started out like this, got like this, got like this, and then the next thing you know, it's a world war. Uh, Slick baby, riots all summer. Oh, that's a foregone conclusion. Okay. Uh, we just had the whole Minnesota shooting yesterday. Like that's what we needed. Okay. Wait till the verdict comes in on Derek Chauvin. All right, that's going to be nuts. I mean, you had the shooting yesterday in Minneapolis. Minneapolis has been, Brooklyn Center has been burning for 2 days. I guess Portland's going on now. You've got BLM marches and protests or whatever in cities all over the place that was announced. I mean, it's not like BLM's just going to go in with signs. I mean, you guarantee George Soros is out there calling, "Hi, Home Depot, can I get a load of bricks delivered to Fifth and Main?" So, that's, yeah. Uh, Conserve friends, the Taliban will be back. Of course they will. Okay. I mean, we have another Democrat in the White House, again. But, you know, they're going to walk all over Joe. I mean, like I said, none of this would have happened with 45 in there because 45 had a set. Okay. Joe doesn't. Okay. Joe was castrated 40 some odd years ago. And, when they took his balls, they took his brain. But, the rest of the world knows that he's a feckless leader and is not going to do anything, So, what this is their chance to rise up. So they're going to. Uh, Karen holding my own, trying to stay sane. With all the talk of nukes, we got to boot. Oh, I'm sorry. With all the talks of nukes, how do I block my windows? I don't have a basement. There's a lot of people that are saying, get this plastic wrap, put plastic over your windows. The stuff that you use for to seal the windows for in the winter, to keep the heat in, where you stick it up on the side of the window and you take a hair dryer or whatever to tighten it in. That will help to keep radiation out. But I mean, if the blast is somewhat close, it's just going to blow out the windows anyway. So depending on where you are, you know, that's going to tell you. I mean, you can look online and find out if you're in a target. I mean, I've got the Oak Ridge nuclear facility near me. I know that's there. Like if you're in Chicago, forget it. You've got what the hell is the name of the nuclear facility? It's out in Westmont. Crap, I can't think of it. It's like, but yeah, I mean it. If you're near a nuclear facility, that's a target. If you're near Washington D.C., New York City, that's a target. So, yeah. But yeah, if anything, you're gonna to keep the plastic sheeting, you're gonna put that over anything that's windows to keep any sort of the fallout or dust particles out. But that's it. But if it's close, it's just gonna blow everything out. So. That would be it, but like I said, the plastic that you take the hair dryers to, that would be the best way to do it. Okay. Yeah. Minnesota Amateur Gardens. Biden's using CNN for info. Yeah, well, CNN's still talking about, where to get the jab. So, maybe Jim Acosta's figured out that, hey, something else is going on in the world because, he can't go pick on Sarah Sanders or, any other press secretaries and try to get his 15 seconds of fame every day. Jennifer Lax, I can't remember what kind of trees you're planting again. Arborvitaes. Squirrely Radio, heavy police presence in Chicago. I saw that. Now I got to find out where you were again because it shot up on me. No, okay. Heavy police presence in Chicago. I'll agree with that. I mean, you gotta figure that there's going to be riots, certainly, on the south side, the near north side. Jeff Bear, hello, Pinball. I'm late. Just left Bigfoot. He was interesting, so I'm here. Oh, you must have ran late tonight. So, no, I mean, Bigfoot's putting up his show there. Hey, if you're over there, go for it. I'm not in competition with anybody. If everybody's got other stuff going on, go for it. I try not to step on other people. I don't worry about it. But, somebody's got something going that's good. Stay there. I'm not. Nobody's beholden to me. That's what replays are for. Let's see. Grick Ells, do I think they'll bring back the draft? If we go to war, absolutely. I mean, we've only got 1.2 million active duty troops between all four services, not including the Coast Guard and the Space Force. 1.2 million troops is, squat compared to what China's got. All right. So, yeah, the draft is coming back. And then it's going to be real interesting sending all these soy boys through basic training. There ain't going to be any yellow, you hurt my feelings card. It's like, no, dude, you know what? Throw your card away because I'm going to keep you from getting shot if you listen to me. Jim S., I think economic collapse and war go together. Yeah, it's going to be close, But, if war comes, economic collapse is right behind it. Jamie R., along with prepping, you should be praying. God has to be number one. No doubt about that. But like I've said many times, God helps those who help themselves. So if your idea is to sit on your front porch and pray and not put any food back or protect yourself, that's not what you're put on the face of the earth for either. Deborah Perry, thank you for your informative videos. Hello from Arkansas. I try. You're most welcome for them. I try to get out the news that I can find that nobody else is going to tell you, so you're informed. That's my point. Flashback Nancy, I love the shirt. Me too. I thought you guys would appreciate this one. Michelle Keller, thank you for the super chat. Your answer to the sun question was awesome. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to bullshit you. Jennifer Small, thank you for the super chat as well. I'm expecting the verdict to be less than first-degree murder due to drugs and body. Well, considering he's not even being charged with first-degree murder, that certainly can't be. So he's being charged with second-degree murder, and they can't go less and they can't go more. So if they can't find him guilty on second-degree murder, which they should never charge him that anyway, it'd probably be a manslaughter charge. If they can't convict him on murder 2, they can't convict him at all. Okay, it's not like you can just step it down. The jury doesn't have that option. So it's murder 2, or I think they've got him for, the charges are murder 2 and murder 3. If they can't convict him on either of those, he walks. So that's pretty much what's going through. All right. I'd say 95% of what's going on right now, Chauvin walks, and you have riots all over the country. And exactly, the coroner's already come out and said the cause of death was he overdosed. He swallowed all those drugs and OD'd. Okay. Mrs. P said she was watching a video. His knee was not actually on his neck. It was on the back of his shoulder. When you see it from a different angle, the camera angles they're showing are skewed. And so when you see it from typical media, and when you see it from a different angle, it's actually on his shoulder. Ace Maduro, Mrs. P helps you answer some of your questions. Gardens and is a good cook. You should marry her. Well, I did almost 6 years ago. And yeah, she's a very good source of information and something good for me to bounce ideas off of. And I tell her things, and she's like, "Don't you dare say that." And then she's like, "You need to talk about this." And so she's she's my voice of reason. Angel and devil on the two shoulders. She's definitely the angel because if you haven't figured me out, I'm definitely the devil. Uh, Squirrely Radio, Obama's running the show, Biden's a puppet. If Obama's running it, that would be understandable, but Biden is certainly a puppet. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Dude's going to sleep through his whatever time. It ain't going to be 4 years in the White House. Tommy M, gamma rays got through glass. Okay. Dove Jacobs, Biden's worse than Carter. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the joke. Jimmy Carter was thrilled when Obama was elected because Jimmy Carter lost the title of worst president ever, and then Obama was thrilled when Biden got elected because he lost the title. And I mean, Biden in his first 90 days is already going down in history as the worst president ever. Name one good thing Biden has done so far in his first 90 days. You can't. There's everything he's touched is turned to shit. Okay. Let's see. Jamie R. Funny thing, I saw a group of people searching a field. The caption says, "Looking for Mitch McConnell's balls." Yeah. China has those. If they're looking in a field around Kentucky, they're not going to find them. They're over in China. Let's see. South Carolina Stutter, you got NORAD and a chemical depot near me. Yeah, you don't need flashback. Nancy never heard of dehydrated water. That's because it's a joke. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Dodge Charger 69 RT01 just to address Congress on April 20th State of the Union address. Okay, that's how it works. The Speaker of the House has to invite the President to come to give the State of the Union. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Joe has to say. It'd be also interesting if Kamala is standing right behind him, like she always does. But we'll see. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'd love to see the power go out and the teleprompter go down and watch Joe just drool over whatever it was. But, unfortunately, there's not going to be a Republican back there because I want to see somebody tear up that speech. Karen holding my own, trying to stay sane. Thank you. Think you missed my question. I have no basement. Would plywood on the windows with 6 mil plastic do? Again, depending on what you're trying to stop. I mean, I talked about the plastic before. Plywood's going to stop. No different. Think of a hurricane, but I mean, depending on where you are, the force of something coming through, and plywood's just going to be like a piece of paper. If you're 200 miles away, yeah, sure. If you're 20 miles away, not at all. Let's see. North Shore, age 17, needs parents' consent to join the military. Yep, same here. Susie D, hit a nerve with that draft. College, forget it. Get married? Nope. More than half our graduating class went to the draft that same June. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It doesn't. We've got 1.2 million active duty people. I mean, how many? There's probably about 400, 500,000 reservists. Less than 2 million people total. I mean, China has twice as many men as we have people in the military, and they're conscripted over there. Same with Russia. I mean, everybody does 2 years. Okay, so yeah, if everybody else is drafting, we're going to have to too. Dodge Charger 69 and RTO1 again. What if during that speech, President Trump and the military take over the broadcast and make their announcement in front of Congress? we've heard all sorts of, I mean, there's been QAnon crap left and right about this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. This crap is not going to happen. I mean, QAnon is bullshit. I don't listen to them. I don't give them, you know, I wouldn't try to hold water in toilet paper for QAnon. So, yeah, I don't buy any of that. Let's see. Deanna Walters, wow, age 18 to 42 age range. I don't think it'd go to 42. I forget what the age cutoff is. I want to say it was in the 30s somewhere, and then you could get a year added if you had done military service before. I don't see them drafting 42-year-olds. Drina Herrera, the draft is scary. I have 3 boys that will be drafted, one 19, the other barely going to turn 18, the 23-year-old stepson. Yeah, they'd all be prime targets. Tommy M, no way we could win a ground war with China, too many. Totally agree with you. That's basically how the Russians defeated the Nazis in World War II. There were just wave after wave after wave after wave. And Nicole, what does your shirt say? I can't see it. I'll show you one more time. There's my shirt. Navy Vet 103, I may be 50, but the oath never ended. Here I am, send me. Same with you, just not quite in shape anymore. But yeah, I mean, if the fight comes to my block, I guarantee there's going to be more than one of them in a body bag before I'm in a body bag. Bruce here, can we draft the new immigrants? Yeah, that would be a good idea. Let's just see how well we can train them. Be charming. With all the equality in the military, will they draft females? That's a good question, because we want equal rights, until it came to the physical fitness test, and just the other day, and apparently the women couldn't pass the same PT test that the guys did, and so they wanted a different PT test, and now you have, well, we want equal rights, but not when they don't benefit us, and so there's a lot of crazy crap going on in the military right now because they want all the benefits, but they don't want any of the requirements, and I'm not being anti-woman here, I'm just telling you what the truth is. North Shore, plenty of good women serving in both our countries. Absolutely. I served with some very good women. And that was 30 years ago. Patriot Sandwich Maker, in my opinion, what's more likely? A nuclear event, an EMP, or an infrastructure hits, hacks, and disruptions? The third one, absolutely. Nuclear event is the least likely because, if anything, the reason you're going to war is because you want the territory. China would not go nuclear because they want, just like they're trying to get everything in Africa for food, they'd want it for food. Russia, kind of a wild card because Putin may just want to be complete domination, go out with a bang. Putin, I'd be more likely to think of the EMP. China, I'd be more likely to think of the infrastructure takedown. Tommy M, if it's Red Dawn, we're all enlisted. Absolutely. You're going to have little squads. This is why we all talk about MAGs. That's what you're going to have. It's going to be a whole bunch of little groups, and the little groups are eventually going to make bigger groups. And, again, think military. You're going to have squads that join up to become platoons, that join to grow to be companies, and, that's how it's going to work. So. Michael S. Will I set up a boot camp on property and train us? No, I am not a drill sergeant. Trust me. Yeah, Patriot Sandwich Maker. Okay, going back to what you said before, that's what I've been saying too. Why trash the property you're trying to acquire? Exactly. If China wants the territory so they can feed their people. China wants to go into Ukraine because they need somewhere to put people, and so that's going to be, or not Ukraine. I'm sorry, Siberia. China wants to go into Siberia because they want to be able to move some of their population up there, and so that becomes an issue between them and Russia. Lily on the Bayou, thank you for the super chat. And we are 1 minute till the end here. So I'm going to look at one more question and then we are going to shut it down. And where's it? South Colorado Statter, one more. I think it'll be a cyber war. What do you think? The only way it'll be a cyber war, I mean, to hack the bank accounts and stuff like that, that's not going to be good enough. That's not going to do squat. If they hack the power grid, that's then we're talking about something. Okay, it's got to be something that affects everybody. And the grid and communications. I mean, if they could shut down the internet, shut down the cell phone tower, shut down the power, then you've got an issue. Okay. But as soon as that happens, that's when they're going to have boots on the ground here too to try to capture everybody, and you get into an instant Red Dawn scenario. So that's pretty much it. If it's a cyber war, it'll be cyber before it becomes a ground war. So. All right, guys, 9 o'clock. I believe Ed is going on tonight. I know 101 has decided to take a break from some live streams, so I don't want to take you all the way from Ed, but thank you all for a great one. Pinball out.